Slugs are basically snails without shells. Because they have no natural protection, they feed at night, which can make them hard to spot in the garden. Hi, I'm Amy, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are talking about natural ways you can control these slimy beasts. The problem with slugs is that they will come out at night, and by the next morning, slugs! These little guys can do a lot of damage eating leaves in one night. Slugs produce slime, which covers their bodies and allows them to slide and move around. You may see the slime trail on your plants, as well as the holes where the slug was feeding. So let's talk about some basics. Slugs hide during the day in cool, moist spots in your garden. So keeping a weed free garden, especially around vulnerable plants like lettuces, is important. You want to remove the slugs' hiding places. Mulch has many benefits for plants, such as keeping in moisture and discouraging weeds. Just remember that it also provides a lovely habitat for slugs. One way to monitor for slugs is to go out in the garden at night with a flashlight. Scoop up any slugs you see. This is a great kids' activity. If you have scrap pieces of lumber or plywood, lay them down in the garden. They will form a cool, moist area and act as a trap for slugs. It will also encourage frogs and salamanders. We can work with nature by providing a habitat for frogs and salamanders who think slugs are most delicious. You can place some pots on their sides about halfway down in the soil or make a rock pile since amphibians also like to hide during the day. They will come out at night and do guard duty in the garden. A shallow water feature is great for amphibians and birds. Remember, if you want to attract amphibians, and you do, don't put fish in your pond. Ducks are great backyard or homestead animals that are very versatile. These are Indian runner ducks, which are good egg layers and love to forage for snails and slugs. Dup- Ducks are typically better around growing vegetables than chickens, but they still need to be monitored. Using bait traps is popular with slugs. Whenever using bait traps, use numerous ones several feet apart. Cheers! Beer makes good bait for slugs. They love the yeast and salts found in the beer, but both ingredients aren't good for them. Just use any cheap beer and place it in a shallow saucer in the garden. Then check it frequently to refill the beer and dispose of dead slugs. This works well if you have smaller infestations. Another trap is using citrus fruit cut in half and then placed on the soil. The slugs love the taste of citrus. This will not kill or necessarily trap them, so you have to get up early and go check on the fruit and dispose of any gorged out slugs. Garden websites will often recommend ground up eggshells as a barrier around your plants. There are a couple of problems with this. First, it takes a lot of eggs. Second, the eggshells aren't foolproof. Third, guess who will be attracted to the eggshells? Yup, raccoons, skunks, and possums. If you have a prize plant in a pot, then eggshells may be an option. One benefit is that eggshells will degrade over time and add calcium to your garden. Diatomaceous earth is a great product that will help protect plants. This is tiny fossilized skeletons of ancient aquatic diatoms that feels like flour to you, but feels like sharp spikes to the invertebrates. Diatomaceous earth can be placed on dry soil around plants or sprinkled on the leaves themselves. It works best on really tiny pests such as aphids, cabbage worms, and squash bugs. One big downside to diatomaceous earth is that it does not discriminate. It can harm butterfly and bee populations as well. So, for bad infestations, I use Sluggo, which is an Omri organic product. Sluggo is made of iron phosphate. It's granular and you sprinkle it on the soil. Supposedly, it's safe for pets and wildlife, and I personally haven't had any issues. Here are two things I have tried that have not worked. Coffee grounds don't deter slugs, but they are nice for long term fertilization goals for acid loving plants like blueberries. I have also tried garlic, which does deter some pests, but not slugs. There is a channel on YouTube called Slug Help, which is just videos of slugs who have met with different kinds of obstacles, and it's fun to watch if you are an obsessed gardener like me. Use drip irrigation because it targets getting water to the plant's roots instead of creating moist leaves and more slug friendly habitat. So, all this is to say that slugs are not bad everywhere. If you have them in your compost, that's a good thing. They help with the decomposition process. Let me know in the comments if you would like to see more videos about organically controlling pests in the garden. I so appreciate all of you that have subscribed. Thanks for watching and have a fabulous day.